What's up, guys? Got a little project to do in my garage with my old vintage Harley Davidson, and it's one of those things where I really like riding motorcycles, all that stuff, and I want to start riding to work a little more often, which obviously makes sense with how nice the weather always is and all that stuff. But at the same time, my bike is older. It is a chain drive. It's not a belt drive like a modern bike, and I like that it's a chain drive. I think it looks cool. It's all original, all that stuff. But the chain sometimes spits a lot of oil up and grease up, and I don't want my work clothes getting all oily and greasy. So the other day I went to a kind of old chopper parts place, picked up this stock Chainguard that I need to figure out how to mount on the bike, because I cut off all the Chainguard mounts because I wanted a cleaner look. So I'll be able to get this mounted on there, figure out a way to mount it, and also be able to take it off easily without showing kind of any sign that a Chainguard might be on there type of deal. And yeah, let's see what we can figure out. I know with it, like, I'll need to get kind of like a strap that wraps around the swing arm for this, and I got an idea as to where I can mount this piece as well. So let me kind of show you guys what I'm talking about here. So here it is on the rear of the bike. Normally this part right here gets mounted to a tab that's normally on the top of the swing arm right there. And then this part up here, normally there's a tab up there, but I cut that off and smoothed it off and had it re-chromed and all that stuff. So I basically need to come up with a strap that wraps around the swing arm and then can attach to there. And I'm thinking this piece right here, I'm thinking I'll mount it kind of to the axle nut right there. So I'll be able to kind of sandwich it in, and then that should make it pretty easy to take on and off. So gonna need to go to the hardware store and get some stuff and see if we can make this work. All right, so just got back from the hardware store. Got the parts that I think I need for this. I'll walk you through kind of how we're gonna make this work. I think we're gonna be able to make it work by keeping it super clean, super simple, and still easy to detach when I don't want the chain guard on, which is kind of part of the goal here. So let me kind of walk you guys through what we have here. Okay, so I went and got some new hardware for this tab, so it looks a little bit cleaner. We'll polish those up, and then kind of the biggest thing is how we're gonna mount this to the front of the swing arm there. And as you can see, I have kind of chases for my brake line underneath there that are screwed in. So what I got is, I got this piece right here. I think we're gonna be able to just screw underneath that, screw it to the swing arm, and then that should be able to bolt right in there, which is really nice. I got a nice... All right, guys, I got this cleaned up. It came out pretty good. Just literally used some degreaser and really fine steel wool. That's kind of the best way to clean up old chrome like this. The steel wool kind of takes any tarnishes off and kind of brings that shine back. It's not perfect by any means. Like, there is a little crease there, and you can see that, like, there's a bend there. So I'll have to try and get that out. But I mean, I got this piece just for 10 bucks. I wanted to see if I could make it work before I did anything. And yeah, if I make it work and I think it looks nice, maybe I'll just buy like a brand new knucklehead one, as it does have a little bit of a better shape than this kind of later model Shovelhead one. But we'll see. So next step is getting those bolts out for the brake line and seeing if we can make that work. So let's do that. Okay, so we're making progress here down here. So this is that clamp I have. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. Granted, when it gets bolted up, it'll get sucked in there, and I'll shape it a little bit better. But that's gonna make it to where it sits pretty good up there. So I gotta get a hole drilled into that thing so it can get mounted into the hole underneath there. Similar to that, it'll get kind of sandwiched underneath that. Yeah, and then the next step is figuring out this piece right here. So I'm curious as to how it's gonna look. I don't think it's gonna look the greatest, but it will be functional for when I need to use it and that sort of thing. All right, got that front mount figured out. Got it right here. Got to drill a tiny little hole right there so it can screw up into the swing arm. My setup is pretty limited right here. I don't have a vise, otherwise that's what I'd prefer to use. So I just got it kind of chucked up in this vise grip and then drill. The reason I do this, a lot of you guys that have done this before are gonna understand, but if you try and drill something like this with your hand, it can work, but sometimes the bit will catch and it'll try and like rip it out of your hand. And with something like this, it could cut you pretty easy. Granted, I should be wearing gloves, but I always have a tendency to never be wearing gloves. So let's get to drilling. So with a setup like this, I always like to kind of use my shoe as a way to kind of steady everything. So let's see how this goes here. So there we go. We got a hole right there. I'll have to open it up a little bit so the bolt can fit through it, but yeah. So here it is on the bike. So I mean, not the cleanest, it's just in there loosely, but like when I when I look at it, I just really don't like it. So so I'm just kind of gonna axe this idea, and in the future, if I really want something like this, I'll come back to it. So yeah, kind of a waste of, I shouldn't say a waste, but just yeah, a little bit of work, and have it on there. I don't have it like fully on with the back mount, but I just looked at it and I'm like, I don't really like it. Sure would make it so I could ride to work, but I guess in the meantime, I'll just make sure I'm wearing like dark pants and a dark shirt when I'm riding it, or just wear a little jacket or something like that. So sorry I couldn't I don't know, I guess complete it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't really think it's worth totally completing because I don't like how it looks, and to me looks are a little bit more important than function. That's why I guess I have a chopper and not like a normal Harley. So yeah, I'm gonna axe the idea, and we'll come back to it at a later time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I'll do a little like ride to the beach area, and we'll do kind of a walkthrough of the bike, and I'll kind of show you kind of what it's all about, the features and all that stuff. See you then. Bye.